Hey guys, only we're here busy isolating, as per what everyone around the world is doing. Um, yeah, I'm doing good. I've obviously not had COVID-19 because, well, isolation. But it was great just hearing the claps of everyone standing out their front doors, their front windows, like clapping for all of the NHS frontline workers. In fact, it's actually good to see the NHS getting a bit of respect because they've been left a bit up in the air because of Brexit. Yeah, enough politics, enough depressing stuff. It's Friday afternoon, right? So yeah, it's that time again. Obviously, there was no episode last week because that was an Uncut Gems review. Brilliant film. Highly recommend checking that out if you haven't already. But yeah, it's Friday, so that means it's Friday movie night time. And well, after a 1 week hiatus, well, I figured we want to get back into things, and no better film to return back to schedule than a biggie, The Raid 2. Now you're thinking, you call yourself an action movie fan, and you haven't seen The Raid 2? I've seen The Raid 1, alright. It's really fantastic. Probably one of the best action films I think I've seen. Just how tightly paced it is and how close quarters and brutal it is makes it work so well. But yeah, you know why I haven't seen the second one? I'm fully blaming Netflix here because they only added it recently, and of course I can't go out and buy them physically because well, HMV and CEX are shut. So I mean, I could order them online, but effort. So yeah, The Raid 2. Let's get watching. Oh, and yeah, you're not going crazy. There is something new in the background that I want to show you. Yeah, I got this when I went to see Endgame on opening day, and I have not been bothered to put it up until like over the weekend. So yeah, a bit of background stimulus now, but for shooting videos here. I mean, I can also like, shoot at the exact opposite end and still have the John Wick poster, or I can shoot here. I have the Endgame poster, so yeah, it would be a nice way to like keep it refreshing and not just see the same background every week. Oh, but yeah, right, that's that update out of the way. Without further ado, let's get watching The Raid 2. So yeah, that was The Raid 2. What did I think of this film compared to the first? What did I think of this film on its own? Well, wow. Just wow. I'm gonna try not to get into spoilers about this one, just because I really, really do recommend you check these films out if you're big fans of action and you want to start seeking out more international films as well. These two are definitely a good place to start out in terms of foreign language films. As I mentioned earlier, the first one is a really good, tightly paced, fastly edited, tense, brutal, close quarters action film confined to this one apartment block, and it's brilliant. But the second one, it's more open. Like it's kind of like a gangster epic meets the more tense, brutal action of the first one with a little bit of the Informer in there at the start. Like the prison stuff and the opening, like half hour or so, is great. It treats us to not one great fight scene, but two. There's a really great prison bathroom fight, and there's an even better one out in the mud. And then as the film progresses, it repeatedly gets more tense. Like there's more double crosses throughout, and the body count piles up. And of course, done so very well with these amazingly choreographed, brutal fight scenes that are really well edited and uses handheld cam perfectly. Like like the Raid films are probably some of the only films that I will actually give credit for handheld cam actually working really well and adding a lot to the intensity and the brutality of the fights. And the story in this one as well serves these fights really well. It not only serves as its own like really good standalone story, it expands on the first one really well. Expands on why the apartment block from the first did what it did and how it ran business, and now focusing on that and bringing that down. Thankfully, it's not just a rinse and repeat of the first. Like, there's a lot of new stuff, including that like gangster-esque element to it that I mentioned. And yeah, the acting is pretty great. Like, obviously, it's all dubbed because it's all in Indonesian. But yeah, the characters do get to express a lot of anger and emotions, and the dubbing does serve it well. Like my one nitpick with the first film was how kind of off the dubbing was, and it almost took me out of it, but not really, because the rest of it was so well done. This one, I didn't have that issue. And the first line of dialogue was heard, I was like, "Oh boy, more dubbing." Let's just hope it's let's just hope it doesn't take me out of it, and it didn't. I got used to it fairly quickly. Oh yeah, one other thing. I mentioned the two fight scenes at the start, those being two highlights. There's two more at the end. There's a brilliant chase scene. It's not short. It's brutal. It's fast. It's tense. And there's an amazing kitchen fight. It overall the Raid 2. What a follow up. In fact, I might just go there and say I think this one is better than the first. It's one of those sequels that takes what makes the first one work so well. It brings a lot of that to the table while also bringing something new to a much like deeper story. Which yeah, and I'm not too bummed about their
probably never being a third film, but because, well, the ending of this one was satisfying enough on its own that you kind of don't want there to be any more. Just like leave that satisfying conclusion to the whole story as it is. So yeah, that was this week's Friday movie night. This is the probably going to be the longest episode of the series to date. But then this is probably one of the longest reviews. Well, one of the longest films I've had to review for Friday movie night. But yeah, if you like this and you want to see more, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and turn on post notifications if you're new so that you never miss an upload.